last 300K when my day ends. Do you remember last night? Cause I blacked out in that all-white dress with a back out.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys didn't, yesterday I did a video where I put my opinions on all the characters in Forsaken, but now it's time to let these two friends, give their opinion
Yeah.
on the characters. Okay, so who wants to start the ranking first and give their reasons and stuff?
It really doesn't matter to me.
I guess
Okay.
we'll have,
I'll go.
Okay, Jinx will go. Okay, so the first character I want y'all to rank is Noob. What do you rank Noob out of 10?
I would rate him a 5.
A 5? Okay, why do you rank him a 5?
Because he's good because when he's getting chased, he can use his Coca-Cola, but that does slow him down. That is a disadvantage for him too. And second, when he tries to use his Bloxy Cola to like turn into stone, he's very slow, so the killer can just like follow him until he gets out of like the thing.
Okay, now, Ryan, what do you rank Noob out of 10?
Let me get my opinions out the way first. So, new slate skin is really good if you're being chased for long periods of time. Especially since you can cancel it, it gives you speed too. So it's actually really good for getting away if you know how to time it right. Bloxy Cola, I don't really need to explain that. Ghost Burger, really only good if you can go behind a corner that you lose the killer at, kind of like how 007's ability works. So I'd rate him about a 7 out of 10. He's really great for last man standing, though.
Okay. Okay, so next character is Shedletsky.
Okay. I'm gonna rate Shedletsky an 8. Not gonna lie.
Okay, an 8. Alright. Why do you rank him an 8?
Because Shedletsky, he's a really good helper when people are getting chased because he can use his like sword to like take them down for like a second to stun them, like any person, and it'll stun them for like 2 seconds or whatever. And if he's low, he can heal back up with his chicken that he has. So he's really good.
Okay, Ryan.
So Sheletsky, the slash is good for going around corners. So if you're a smart Sheletsky, you usually go behind a corner, then slash them. So you basically get a free stun. And the chicken is good for healing and good for last man standing if you still have it. So I rate him about 9 out of 10.
Alright. Okay, so next up on the list, we're gonna have Elliot.
Elliot. Ooh, okay. Elliot, I would honestly rank him a I'd say about a 10, not gonna lie.
A 10 out of 10. Alright, why do you think he's perfect? Why do you think he's like the best survivor to use?
I don't think he's the best survivor, but I think he's really good because if he's getting chased, he can use his dash and it'll give him 3 times speed. So that's really good. And second, he can heal players, which can really help out his teammates. And sometimes if you heal someone, you can get your rush hour back.
Okay.
So he's really good for last man standing.
Okay, now Ryan.
Honestly, Elliot's kind of mid. Not because he's a terrible character at all. It's just how he functions. Especially Rush Hour. So how Rush Hour works for Elliot is you can't heal other Elliot to get your Rush Hour. You can only heal other survivors. And speaking of which, it only has charges. So if you waste it before last man standing, you're pretty much fucked unless you're good at juking. So it's about a 6 out of 10.
Alright. Alright. Next up, we have Two Time.
2 time. Okay. I'm honestly gonna rate him 11 out of 10.
It's out of 10!
Yeah. Yeah.
Jinx.
Okay, fine. I'll rate him a 10. I think he's really good because if you backstab him 3 times,
Give me two.
you can get a second life. You can get a second life if you backstab him 3 times.
You mean 2 times?
And another
Because he's 2 time.
2 times? I thought it was 3 times, but okay. So I think he's really good. And another reason why is because he can help out his teammates by doing the backstab or the front stab. And if he dies, he can respawn, but he does have a disadvantage because he only comes out with 40 health.
Yeah.
So he's like one tap if someone uses like gashing wound on him.
Okay, now Ryan.
So honestly, even though he was my main, and he probably still is gonna be my main, even though I'm switching characters, he isn't really that good, to be fair.
Huh?
The reason why is because when you die before Last Man Standing, you get 40 HP, half of your original, and you get weakness 5, but you do get speed 2. But if the killer knows what your respawn thing is, you're practically cooked. You're one tap.
Exactly.
And also, especially since you need to hit your abilities, specifically backstabs, to get your obulation bar up. If you get a hit, just a regular hit, or especially against Jason, they can just use Raging Pace and they can punish you. But the second life does come in handy, and the fact that he can stun the killer from backstab since he's a sneaky character. I'll give him about a 8 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. So, um, how about let's go to a killer next. Let's take a break from the survivors and let's go to Jason. Let's go to Jason.
So Jason?
Yeah.
Alright. So I would rate Jason I would say a 9 because he's really good. But people can abuse his hitbox. But if
Well, we're saying
still
if
he's
you
really
use
good.
Jason, how would you rate him?
Okay. Yeah, I would still give him a 9.
Okay. I think that's a little bit of a high of a rating, but okay.
It's because of the gashing wound.
Fair, I guess. Ryan, what's your opinion on Jason?
I gave him a Jason out of 10, and you know why?
Why?
One word. Hitboxes. He deserves his own rating for just one keyword. Uh, that's it, fella.
Okay, so the next survivor we'll go with will be we'll go with Builderman.
Builderman, okay.
Yeah.
I would rate him about a 6, and the reason why is because when he's like last man standing, he's really bad because he can't defend himself. The only thing that he can defend himself with is his termite, but it can
Turret?
be destroyed.
Not termite.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot, but so if it does get destroyed, then he's kind of useless because if he's just getting targeted, then he's like really bad, like he's really useless. But he is good to other players because he can heal other players and he can defect the killer with his ability. So yeah.
Okay. So we've now rated Builderman, correct? So
Only Jinx is great builder, man.
oh, only Jinx has done Builderman.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan rate Builderman.
He is really only good if there are good sentinels. Because if he can't be protected, he's basically cooked. Because being a trapper and a support isn't really a good match against a good killer and terrible sentinels. So really, like a 6 or 5 out of 10.
Okay. Okay, so next up on the list we got Guest.
Ooh, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, guess. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rate him only. I'd say like about a 6 too, a 6 point
Ooh, bring out the
5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. All right.
6.5. Yeah,
Do you have like a
and the
reason?
reason why I think, yeah, and the reason why I think is because he can't really defend himself unless the killer is targeting him because he can block, and if he blocks, he can get his punch, but that's only if someone targets him, if someone's trying to kill him. So that's pretty much about it. And his dash, it's alright, but the thing that has its disadvantage with the dash is that it's like a 2 times slowness, I think. So
Okay. So Ryan, Guest.
Uh, guess. Yeah, I guess. Um, depends on the player's skill. So it's actually just any rating. I'm just gonna say it just depends on the skill of the player.
Okay.
But if I were to play him, in my opinion, if I was playing him, I'd probably give like 4 out of 10. Because I'm not really good. I'm not really that good with guess.
That's what I gave Dusakar. That's interesting. Okay. So um now we are on to 0007.
007. Ooh, okay. Uh, there's not much about him except for he can like duplicate himself, but it's how you play with him because uh hold on. Because I was gonna say, you just gotta figure out how to use him because if you use the duplicate wrong, then it can go really badly. Like there's not much about him except for he can duplicate himself. And he's alright for last man standing, but there's still a pretty high chance of him dying. So I'd rate him like a 6.
All right. So Ryan, what is your opinion on 007?
Honestly, the most fun. Honestly, I've out of all of Forsaken, all the characters I've played, I feel like I had the most fun with 007.
Okay.
So he gets a really good rating in my opinion.
Okay.
Of the ability of being able to just to clone yourself, along with the fact you can act as a clone and to teleport is actually really fun to do. So I'm gonna give him a good Actually, I'll give him a 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's pretty surprising. Pretty surprising.
Although his abilities could maybe have a lower cooldown, because he's not really good if the killer knows where he's going.
Okay. So next up we got Dusakar.
Dusakar, I'm gonna give him a 2. And the only reason why is because he's low on health. He doesn't have like 100% health. And it's just like kind of hard to use him. He can like help his teammates or like do something else. I don't really use him, so I forgot his other ability. But
Well,
I'd give him like a 2, I guess.
I will say he does have one good thing about him. He is good for XP and like getting money. Because like if you
Mm,
hit if like there's like a crowd around the killer somewhat, you can use your zap. And also just like using the shield thing, kind of gives you some good XP, I guess. But okay. Okay. Ryan, what's your opinion on Usacar?
mid, 4 out of 10.
Damn.
Only because the fucking the fucking shield should not make them have resistance, but it should negate like 2 or 3 hits, not just give them resistance.
That's what I said too.
And also because he's really slow when he's actually protecting someone.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go back to the killers. Cool Kid.
Cool Kid, I would honestly give him I'd give him a 10 out of 10. And the reason why is because he's honestly pretty good. Because his punch, it's 26 damage. And he's pretty good too with his wall thing. Like he punches a wall. It's that one ability where he punches like a wall and you gotta aim it at them.
Yeah, corrupt
That one,
nature.
Nature.
yeah, corrupt nature. That one's pretty good.
Okay.
And the one where he dashes, that one's pretty good too, but you just gotta like get it perfectly
Block speed
on
over,
the
right?
guy or else it's not gonna work.
Okay.
But his mobs do carry him a
His
lot.
goons. I don't think his goons do a lot besides be goons, but okay. So,
I just say mobs because of Minecraft.
of course. So wait, what's your rating of him?
9 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, 9 out of 10.
Yeah. 9.9 out of 10 actually.
Okay, so Ryan, you're up.
Okay, cool kid. A very fun killer, I'll say. He's really fun to use, especially walk speed override, because sure you miss it, you get stopped, then you get stunned. It's just how the game plays. But other than that, he's a really fun killer to play. So I'll give him a good 10 out of 10.
Okay. We'll stay on the kill. Actually, we'll go back to the survivors, and Taft is up.
I think he's the
Yeah.
last survivor. Huh?
No, you still have one more that you haven't rated yet. So
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, I know. Okay, I know.
yeah. So Taft.
I'd rate Taff about like a 5 to 6, and the only reason why is because when he's getting chased, he's not that good, but he can use his bombs to like lure the killer in. But the killer can also destroy his bombs. So he's all right, but using a different person would be way better. And second, the only reason why I hate Taff is because he can literally just camp. Like he just camps in one spot and uses all his bombs.
What you did?
They do go out. They do go out in 45 seconds though, but still. If you got 2 Taffs, then it's basically over if they're camping. But yeah, a 6 out of 5.
Okay. So now we are going to do. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I forgot Ryan's here. Ryan, you're up for Taft, and then we'll do our last survivor and then we'll do the killers.
I hate him. Literally. This little hell spawn is so annoying because of because of subspace. It's basically it's like, think about it. It's like
Like when you step
it's
on it, it goes
helpless.
like
It's basically like helpless and
And slowness.
nausea combined,
Yeah.
and maybe even stonus. Yeah, when he uses his subspace,
Okay.
pisses me off.
Okay, so we are on to the last survivor, which is Chance.
Chance honestly is uh I'd rate him like a 7 out of 10. And I think why is because he has his gun and it can be good, but if like someone moves to the side and he misses, then he's kind of cooked. But it takes like a while to get his gun. And the more like you try and flip the coin to get the gun, the more like abilities that will like disadvantage you. Like it'll give you like helpless or something. But if you do fix your hat, like that's one of his abilities. If you
Yeah.
fix your hat, it'll
Get
take
rid of
away
your
all of
weakness.
like the helpless.
The
Yeah, it'll
weakness.
get rid of all your weaknesses and stuff. But uh he is good because if you don't miss, then he's pretty good. If you don't miss, he's pretty good. He can stun him for like 4 seconds, maybe 5. So yeah, I'd rate him like a 7 out of 5, I guess.
7 out of 5.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the 5 from? Wait, what?
It just depends on how you play him.
Oh,
Not gonna lie. That's why
You said 7 out of 5 or 7.5?
I said 7 out of 5, maybe.
He's
not how
that
that
mid.
works.
It just depends on how you play him.
Well,
That's all.
7's more than 5, so wouldn't that mean like you're rating him like
Higher than
yeah,
Yeah.
than possible?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Ryan, you're up.
uh. It's kind of hard to explain on how he's good and bad. Weakness. That's basically about it. You either get weakness or you get your gun. That's all. That's all Chance is. So honestly, just like a 6 out of 10.
He is really just a chance. So
Okay, so we are now on to the killers.
Well, really two of them, but whatever.
So we will go with John Doe next.
John Doe is the
Unbeatable.
0. John Doe's a 0.
Damn.
His
What did
hitbox
you-
is his hitbox is horribly insane, bro. And he's just kind of bad.
Well,
And his
we're-
hitbox is
remember,
insane.
this is
And then
while you're using him. So when you're using him, what do you rate him? So if he has a humongous hitbox, isn't that good? At least for you, when you're using him.
Okay. I'd give him a 5 then. Because all his ability where he throws like spikes at you, you just gotta kind of dodge them. So it's kind of hard to like hit someone. That's why I don't really use John Doe. I mean, the only reason why I would use John Doe is so that way I could like trap people, like that map that we were on. I would trap them, so that way when they jump down, they would just be stuck in that little spike right there. So I don't know. He's just kind of mid for me.
Okay, Ryan.
So John Doe hitbox huge, damage pretty horrendous, but it makes sense. Big ass claw is swinging it at you. Trap. He's really good for trapping, and actually, he's actually just a really good killer overall. Just the fact that he's the
His
slowest
trail.
out of the main cast. He's just the slowest out of all the killers, and that trail too.
Yeah, that
Other than
trail
that, he's really
actually
slow,
makes me mad.
and but he does have a couple things on his side. Sure, he's slow, but he only gets stunned for like a second. So I'd give him like 6 or 7 out of 10, so like 6.5.
Alright. So now we are on to 1x.
Okay. 1x. 1x is, I hate him with the passion because when he uses that one move where he throws a spike at you and you need to take out all the X's, actually makes me so mad, bro.
Yes, but when you're
Like, it
using
slows you
him,
down. It
remember
takes
that.
away your time.
When you're using, do you love using
Okay.
him?
I don't
I
really
don't
use
think he
him.
has him.
I only use, no, I have him. I use Cool Kid though. But uh okay, I'd give him a 7. But one of his abilities are good. That's all I gotta say. His abilities are pretty good.
Okay.
It just depends on how good you are with 1x 1x.
Okay, Ryan.
Pretty strategic killer, just like John Doe. And Tank, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Unless I do need to explain it, but mass infection does a lot of damage, a lot more up close, which is really good for taking out pesky 2 times like Moses. Entanglement, good for catching the runners so they don't get away. Even though people on console just get out of it quickly.
I
It's
mean,
just
he's
really
alright.
annoying. This is really annoying with the fact that I don't think he has the longest stun time, but he still gets stunned for what feels like forever. So that's
And
kind
if
of
you got
annoying.
one of the 1x 1x targeters, that actually
Yeah,
makes you pretty cooked.
yeah. And then you
Because all
also
of the
have,
1x 1x are pretty good.
at least he has really neat skin, so I'll give him a 10 out of 10 just because he's like my main killer. And that's it. Are you locking in again?
Yeah, maybe. I'm about to lose!
Bro.
No! Get back here, noob!
He's a killer. Knew it.
No, bro! What is this hitbox? How is that only do 6 damage? 1x, I changed my answer to 0 out of 10. I'm kidding! I'm kidding!
Damn. That's it.
That's it, viewers.
Yeah.
I totally don't agree with anything they said. This video will not be uploaded. Goodbye.
I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap into the bloody bottoms is underneath.